guys, welcome or welcome back. My name is Elizabeth. Today I'm here to do my May wrap up. We are in my room. It is summer vacation. I'm a teacher. I am falling behind on my videos because we are most likely relocating, and I don't mean from like a different house in the same city, you know what I mean, like 3 to 4 hours away within the same state, so within Florida. So that's why I have not been reading much. In the month of May, I had my state testing, which my kids did pretty well. I teach reading. I had 50% proficient, but this is great coming from kids that English is not their first language, and parents don't speak English, so their parents cannot help them either. And also, a lot of these students don't have the resources that they need. So for example, they're supposed to do a district program to help them in reading. A lot of them don't have access to a computer, so they can't access those programs at home. And sometimes I cannot give them access at school because there is no time. Anywho, I digress. So I have not been reading much. I read 3 books this month. I only have 2 with me physically because the third one I lent to a friend of mine, my best friend actually. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The first book that I read for the month of May was Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Look at this cover. It is stunning. It is beautiful. It's got little mushrooms. It's pastel-y. It's like a blue color. The spine is equally gorgeous. However, as I started reading, okay, before I get into it, so Emily Wilde, she's a dryologist, and so she studies fairies. And yes, when I first thought of fairies, I was thinking like Tinkerbell type fairies, but no, they don't seem to be Tinkerbell type fairies. Some of them are scary fairies, some of them are nice fairies, some of them are very little fairies. So it depends on the species of fairy. But as I was reading this, I was not picturing Tinkerbell in my head. At first I did, but not anymore. And then, as I was reading, so she's keeping, so this is like, here it goes again. Sorry, my screen, like it went to the screensaver. She's writing an encyclopedia of the different types of fairies, their habitats, the things that they like, you know, just information about them. And she's going based off past research as well. So she's keeping a diary of all her research and the things that she experiences. One of the things, like as soon as I open it, her first entry is October 20 of 1909. October is not a spring month. October is a fall month. Oh no, it's my daughter's birthday month. Not that day, but it's actually pretty close to her birthday, but no. And then it does go to, you can see it there, to December. So it does span fall and winter. If I would have known that, I don't know if I would have read it in the spring, because I'm sorry, look at this cover. Totally spring vibes. But either way, I'm glad I did. Got it off my shelves. And it wasn't that bad. I gave it a 4-star. So Emily has like, I don't want to say a partner because she doesn't have a partner, but it's like a fellow scholar. His name is Wendell. He's a big part of this story too. And there's always like an unsaid competition between them. Whenever she wants something, he does it and he does it better. You know, he's more accomplished than she is, and it's kind of like a little bit of a rivalry. And then I finished reading this one. So you know your girl has to read a complete series one after the other. Now I forget what happened. So I did pick up the second one. Again, so this is Emily Wilde and the Map of the Otherlands. Again, this one gave me more fall vibes, I will be honest. But still, the cover is stunning. This one starts, I believe, in, okay, the 14th of September of 1910. So this takes place a whole year after her encyclopedia, you know, after she was working on it or whatever. I cannot remember if it was in this book or the first book. We have a secret about Wendell that is revealed. If you know, you know. But it's just more of the adventures that she goes on with Wendell. And this one, she's trying to make a map of the different fairy realms, of the different doors to get to the fairy realms. You know, what the doors look like, how to identify a door, and just the adventures that she has coming in and out of all these fairy realms. I will be honest, I did start the third one in May, but I did not finish it until June. And that one is a library book, so if I am moving, I will have to return it to the library, and I'm just gonna have to put a thumbnail until I can buy it. And I want the paperback, because the hardcover It's stunning, but as you notice, my 2 books are in paperback, and I like the whole set to match. So the third book, oh my god, I think my air conditioner turned off. We're having a problem with the air that last night, it just stopped working. It was totally frozen, so we had to sleep with fans on in the rooms. And then I think it did stop. And then the technician came today. I told the landlord the technician came today, but it's like I had to go cut my son's hair, and so I was out for maybe an hour. When I come back, that air conditioner's going and going and going, and I'm like, it's not turning off, and it's already at like the temperature that it should be at, and it's not turning off. I think it did turn off finally. Ooh, I might have to delete that message from my WhatsApp to my landlord. Anyway, so the third book that I read, I do not have it, I lent it to my best friend, is, hold on, I'm pulling up my Goodreads, A Cuban Girl's Guide to Tea and Tomorrow by Laura Taylor Mamie. I did not know that the author is actually Cuban. I just thought that she wrote from a Cuban girl's perspective. And I have to say, I did not give it a 5-star, but I listened to it. So, when I listen to things that sometimes goes off, I loved it. I loved the fact that because I'm Cuban, I love the fact that the Cuban culture was reflected with the pastelitos de guayaba and the flan, even though I don't eat flan, but whatever, and the Cuban bread. So it's about a girl that she has like a trifecta, she calls it. Her best friend doesn't follow through on the plans for after college. Her boyfriend breaks up with her, and her grandmother passes away. Not much is said about the grandmother. I mean, it's talked about, but the grandmother passes away. So all those 3 things happen at the same time. And she didn't know how to deal. So her parents sent her to live with like a prima or a tia or somebody in England. And she's just bringing her culture over there, her Miami culture. But I love the fact that it mentioned the pastelitos de guayaba, it mentioned the Cuban bread, the other Cuban dishes, Cuban pastries. And so her family owned like a bakery here, and they taught her how to do all of that. So she's taking that over there, and she's introducing where she is in London or England or whatever to Cuban cuisine. Since I listened to it, there were some parts that I missed. Like, for example, I missed how she met the love interest. I know that he has a sister. Book 2 is about his sister. Haven't read it, honestly. I'm not really interested in it. And it was so cute. I love how the author put in like the Spanglish, and that's something that I like because I do speak Spanglish. And of course she would put in the translation of whatever was said in Spanish. But either way, I still loved it. All the books that I read in the month of May, I did give a 4-star too, because like I said, I've had a lot of okay, hold on, sorry, you could think the umbilical cord is cut, but apparently it's not. I forgot where I was, but whatever. Those are the 3 books that I read in the month of March. Not bad. May. Don't know why I'm still thinking about March. Hello, May. Sorry. So either way, let me know in the comments down below if you've read any one of these books, what your thoughts were, and what your favorite book of the month of May was. And I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.